In November 2023, one of the most terrifying videos went up on the channel Wild Woman Bushcraft by creator Vanessa Blank. On that day, Vanessa, who's a solo bushcrafter and survivalist in Germany, returned to her long-term bushcraft camp on forest land she had permission to use. Months earlier, she had painstakingly built this bushcraft camp, with a complete setup for all the essentials, and areas to store and dry firewood and hang her gear. This wasn't just a quick overnighter, it was a semi-permanent project she slowly developed over time, and she even returned to this same forest camp to spend the night with her kids. On the day this video was filmed, she planned to hike back into the forest camp for what she expected to be a regular build and maintenance session, bringing her viewers along with her to finish the project she had spent months constructing. However, little did she know that this wasn't going to be a usual building episode at all, because when she finally reached the campsite, she discovered that someone had deliberately destroyed almost everything that she'd built.
Komm, Eka. Ich weiß echt nicht, was ich sagen soll. Ich kann nicht was sagen. Na, deswegen nicht. Ich bin gerade. Here is shit. I had to cover it that I or Ika doesn't step inside. And the only thing which is not so much damaged is the roof. So it's not so long ago when I covered it with moss. I spent a whole day for it, only for the cover, because I have to collect the moss. But everything else is just broken, destroyed. So there was my chair. I have no words how ill a person must be in the head that the person just walk here and think, oh, let's destroy it. My stomach also is crumbling. It's a little bit too much actually. Hopefully I've left nothing which is now also destroyed or stolen. What a asshole must you be? What a fucking asshole. I don't know what I should do now or in the future. If it's worth it to rebuild it. But I could never know when this will come back and destroy again everything. And
after seeing all her hard work destroyed in front of her eyes, Vanessa was completely devastated and couldn't understand why anyone would do such a thing. From the damage, it was clear that someone had deliberately destroyed everything, and this was definitely not caused by an animal or anything natural. It appeared as though almost everything had been smashed with some kind of tool, with walls broken down, structures destroyed, her chair ruined, and gear scattered or damaged. As she continued to investigate the surroundings, she discovered even more signs of human presence. In one area, she found that part of the floor now had a dangerous hole in it, which she had to cover so she wouldn't step into it, adding to the sense that someone wanted to sabotage the space. And then buried in the destruction, she found something far more disturbing. A note addressed specifically to her by name, filled with hostile, mocking words written directly for her to read.
So there is a notification with my name on it. Mrs. Blank, learned nothing, short trousers, and then something I can't read. I'm not sure what really stand there. I wanna piss at you or I wanna visit you. It's such a ugly writing, I'm not sure if I read everything. So you was not there, what a pity. Your camp is not damaged and it's your fault. We see us. So it was something that know me, that know my camp and just want to destroy it because it's mine. What an asshole. I just check everything because when someone is so ill in the head to do this, maybe they also leave something poisonous for Ika because they know she's with me always. Or just broken glass or something. But I see nothing. So the person must know who I am and what I do, that I create videos because there stands my name at the paper, and I don't know if I want to be in an area where such a crazy person runs around and know that I sleep there. So I just talked to the owner of this forest area and he also knew nothing. So nobody the moment saw or hear anything what happened here. You fucking asshole. You will not bring me away from my hobby, from my job, from my love to nature. But at the other side, I know this person knows who I am and that I spent the night there alone. Yeah, of course I always have a firearm with me, but you know, German law, it's not so effective like I want to have it.
After reading that note filled with bizarre words and threats, Vanessa felt extremely worried and became very agitated. The writing was strange and mocking, lashing out with cruel words meant to hurt her. It said things like her camp wasn't actually damaged and that it was all her own fault, blaming her for what happened in a twisted way that made it seem like she was being punished. Everything about it showed the person's mentality was deeply disturbed, with no remorse for what they had done. Shortly after this, she started to pack up her belongings and also chose to take that note as evidence for later. However, the moment she picked it up and turned it around, it revealed something even more horrifying. She found a printed photo of herself on the back of that paper.
So, there is a photo from me. It's the same backpack that I carry today, and it's very damaged. So I'm not sure if it's a wildlife track photo or not, because there is the date on it. But when it's not a wildlife camera photo, that means that this person was in my closer area and take a photo from me, walk behind me, wants to check where I am, what I do, or I have no idea how they could other ways find out at which day I am in the forest, because I have no special day. I talked about it in the last video when I was bushcrafting with my kids. I feel very sad that I'm never be able to go alone in the woods without any weapons, because I always have to beware of dangerous, ill people. So I live in Germany. We have no dangerous animals here, only wild boars, but I don't must to have any weapons for them, but I need them for humans. I cast the whole time very protective. She sit down and watch in each direction and hear. So maybe she feel what I feel, that I am confused, or she really hears something. I see no reason why I should stay here now, so I will pack my stuff and leave.
To her absolute shock, she found a picture of herself on the back of the note, with the same backpack she was wearing in this video. That meant someone was physically close behind her, photographing her and tracking her when she was in the forest, and she was fairly confident that this picture was not taken from a hidden trail camera or from the internet. It was incredibly disturbing to realize all of this, knowing someone had been lurking, watching her all this time for who knows how long, while she was completely oblivious to their presence. She couldn't make sense of why someone would go this far, questioning who this person was to stalk her and even destroy her campsite, a place she had spent months carefully constructing and building as her sanctuary. As she processed this situation, she began to piece together these clues and immediately remembered a similar experience with a stalker in the past.
That means that I have this again. I had it all in the past. I had a stalker that write me letters at my private address, which is something that nobody knows, which knows who I am, which knows the places where I was bushcrafting, and take photos of them and send it to me. Look, I found your new camp. I had this all in the past. Everything. I fought against it in the past. And I don't want to have this now again. To just be scared everywhere and look behind you if there is someone following, or always be with the hand close to the weapon. I don't want this anymore. This paper will come with me. I made the mistake the last time when I had a stalker that I put the letters in the trash, and then I have nothing to show for the law. I don't want to make this mistake again. And the last time when I had the stalker, it was always afterwards, after my trip. But now with this letter and with the photo, it was not after I was there, it was during. And they tried to find out and step into my privacy when I was outside, not later. And this is a step more in the bad direction, because I don't know how to say it.
As she connected this to her past experience with a stalker who had sent letters to her home and mailed back photos of her camp with similar messages, she couldn't help but think this was the same person. But this time it was a much more serious escalation than before, and a terrifying invasion of her privacy and personal safety, especially since she had camped here with her kids and spent hours alone constructing the shelter on several occasions. She later admitted feeling constantly unsafe, watched, and anxious, so she decided to leave the area, taking the letter and evidence with her, unsure if she'd ever return to that camp again. In her follow-up video, she revealed she went to the German police 3 times for her previous stalker incident, but the court dropped each case without investigation, spending thousands of euros for nothing. This time, she sent all the evidence to her lawyer and is offering a €500 reward for any verified tip about who did this. But in her closing message addressing the stalker, she said they wouldn't stop her from doing what she loved and how she would adapt and take more precautions, but she wouldn't give up her lifestyle or her connection to nature. The following footage was originally uploaded to the channel Christian Durante in the summer of 2024. In the video, Christian and his partner Gia decided to go on their first hiking trip together along the Appalachian Trail. They were tackling a roughly 2.2-mile trail to reach a view at the top, and given that this was their first hike together, they slowly made their way through the first miles, taking it easy and enjoying the experience. For about 10 to 20 minutes into the trail, everything went according to plan. They didn't really see anyone on the path, and they weren't complaining, as it was a pretty quiet and peaceful hike. But they saw a man wearing a hoodie and sweatpants coming toward them. This didn't feel strange initially, and apart from the fact that he was wearing far too many layers for the hot weather, he just looked like a normal hiker out on the trail. However, this was far from the truth, as this man would slowly begin to follow them and start acting very suspiciously.
This is our first time ever hiking, so I don't really expect us to be super clean with it. The
dude's wearing a hoodie.
I don't know why he's wearing a hoodie.
That's weird.
I don't even think that's a trail. That's not even a trail.
That's weird.
And why is he wearing a hoodie, sweatpants, and that's way too much, bro. That was way too much. It's way too hot outside. Look, we're probably only 10 minutes in, huh?
Yeah, not very far.
So.
There's a lot of bugs.
But at least it's not too hot out. If it was hot out, bro, oh my God, I don't know if I could do this, to be honest with you. I really could not do too hot, you know what I mean?
Right. No, it feels good. There's no sun out. Just a lot of stairs.
It's only 4 miles total. 4.5.
Yeah.
4.5. That guy's back. Should we let him pass?
Yeah, maybe. I'm just stopping my pass.
Yeah, we're gonna let him pass really quick. Yeah, we're good. Thank you, man. She's just taking stuff off her shoes really quick. That was weird. All right, come on, let's just go. Hopefully we see more people on the trail. I mean, we did let him pass, so maybe he was just looking out.
I didn't know what to say. I didn't say anything.
No, you just made a really weird face.
Smiled.
After letting the individual pass in front of them, the duo kept their distance and let him go on his way. Eventually, they watched him take a different path up the trail, branching off in another direction, and they finally thought that they would lose him. For the next few minutes, it looked like the man had completely left the area. As the trail seemed isolated again, the duo were finally able to hike without him following them, and they began to relax, taking their time and enjoying the peaceful atmosphere once more. But just when they started to feel a bit relieved, thinking the strange encounter was over, the man appeared again, right on the same trail behind them, and this time, he was more careful. He kept his distance and slowly began following them.
How are you?
Good, yourself?
Good. Ooh.
You just want me to take a photo of you?
Of us two? No, we're okay. We're just doing
For her? I don't mean
No, it's okay.
It's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you though.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm kind of scared.
I know, that's our second interaction with him. Look at him, he's purposely slowing down so that my God, he's over there. You see him? What do you think? Do you think we should continue?
Okay, let's go a little bit longer. And if we see him again or he talks to us, we'll go.
I mean, there's a few people we've seen on the trail, so it's not like we're alone in the trail. But I will say it's a little creepy because we are in the woods. Even if you do need help, it's still gonna take some time for people to come up here or, hear you and stuff. So.
Shortly after this strange interaction with the individual, they kept hiking their way up the trail, still somewhat worried about his presence, and they couldn't shake the feeling that something was off about that man. As they climbed higher, they talked about what he was trying to do and began questioning his intentions, wondering why anyone would act that way on a quiet hiking trail. This didn't feel like a normal interaction at all, and what started as a peaceful hike they once enjoyed was now replaced with constant tension and anxiety about the individual appearing out of nowhere. But just as they were processing all of this, they saw him again, waiting right on top of the trail, staring down at them.
What?
What's up, man?
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, we're just... Alright, come on.
Be careful. There's a lot of rocks.
That was the last straw. We're heading back. There's no way we're finishing that with that guy on the trail. Do you guys hear what he said?
We really should go.
I know, he's not coming. He is coming. Here. Wait, just speed walk. Cause like, yeah, if you get hurt, yeah. He's coming after us, bro. Like, he literally was sitting on the rock and he goes, "Oh, it's you guys again."
He's calling right now.
I think we lost him.
Yeah, he kept calling after us too. After
Yeah.
we kept
Yeah, he's still saying, "Oh yeah, he's coming back." Come on.
Keep going.
I might have to put the camera down so we can run. All right.
Yeah.
Come on. Should I put the camera down?
Yeah, I'm scared.
All right, we're gonna, hold on. Just get back to the car and go home. I'm not dealing with this.
I'm sweating.
With the man now coming toward them, both of them immediately began running away, completely terrified, and they didn't slow down until they were sure he was gone. Fortunately for them, they eventually lost him and made it back to their car unharmed, finally able to leave that trail behind. Looking back at this incident, they found the situation extremely strange and dangerous. Someone going through such lengths to follow them on a quiet hiking trail made no sense, and they kept wondering what that person's intentions were, whether it was some kind of creepy obsession with them or something far more sinister. Nevertheless, even though they never figured out who this person was, or more importantly, why he acted in such a bizarre manner, they were just glad they made it out in one piece and agreed this hiking trip was one of the most terrifying experiences of their lives. The following footage originally went up on Landon Bischoff's YouTube channel in August of 2024. On that day, Landon was documenting his solo long-distance motorcycle journey across a very remote part of Panama. At first, the ride seemed calm and scenic, as he was surrounded by untouched mountains and thick greenery that he described as peaceful and beautiful. As he pushed through isolated back roads and ranch country, the conditions kept getting worse, until a hidden bump nearly launched him off the bike and smashed his knee so hard he genuinely thought he might have seriously injured it. Shaken but still in one piece, he kept forcing the bike forward, fighting through an extremely deep mud section before finally reaching a more forgiving stretch of road. But up ahead in the distance, he suddenly noticed a lone horse standing still on the track and something else lying on the ground in front of it, prompting him to ride toward it and investigate. However, as he rolled closer, the shape slowly came into focus, until he realized it wasn't an object at all, but a person lying motionless on the side of the road.
Uh-oh. Hermano, ¿está bien? Hermano, ¿está bien? Mano, ¿quiere agua? ¿Está bien, hermano? This horse is tied up.
After discovering this man lying motionless on the side of the road, Landon's mind instantly raced to the worst possible conclusion, and he couldn't help but think the worst of this situation, like maybe this individual fell from the horse and had passed out, or maybe something far darker had transpired here. Plus the fact that the man remained completely motionless and didn't respond at all when he tried asking if he was all right was a chilling sign that screamed he needed urgent help. But Landon did notice that he was still breathing and alive. Still, he had no idea if he was seriously hurt or in immediate danger. Shortly after this, Landon tried talking to him again and offered his help, and fortunately, this time the individual finally started to respond.
Try one more time. Offer him water. Hermano, ¿estás bien? ¿Estás bien? ¿Sí? ¿Seguro? ¿No quieres agua? ¿Algo? Okay. Well, it's been a long time since I've seen that. Just a guy laying out literally on the road. It's probably 11 o'clock. It's literally 10:50.
Fortunately for Landon, the man finally nodded his head and responded that he was okay, ultimately confirming he was not in any danger or medical emergency. As Landon rode away, he figured out that this man most likely hadn't fallen off the horse or been injured at all. He was probably a local rancher who was drunk and had simply passed out, or was even intentionally sleeping on the side of the road. He mentioned that these types of incidents were pretty common in such remote areas, where people sometimes ended up like this after drinking, even though it was still pretty early in the morning. Nevertheless, he felt genuinely glad that this was the case, relieved that the man was alive and just chilling on the side of the road, rather than being seriously hurt or worse. And as Landon continued the rest of his journey through Panama, he didn't encounter any other situation like this again.